All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ain't Nothing New Under the Sun. My name is Darius.
I am George, and today we have a guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Matt.
Hey, I'm Matt Barker. I do conspiracy comedy videos on Instagram, and my handle's Matt Barker _ comedy because Matt Barker comedy was taken.
All right. Oh, I thought Matt Barker was a porn star, so is it one of the same?
A free ship.
Nice.
Yeah.
In Korea.
Yeah, right.
In Korea.
I heard you're huge in Korea.
I really am because I'm pretty average in America, but they said it's very big.
Oh, right.
It's true.
Well,
So, Darius, you want to say what we're going in today?
yeah. So today, we have a special guest. We're gonna be talking about Korea. I got on the north top side. I got that North Korean flag. Got that South Korean flag representing. We're gonna find out today which is best Korea. We're all the kids are wondering, you know. I don't know, man. I've seen those like South Koreans. They do like the numbers counting down, but then those marching girls in the North Korea, they're pretty bad themselves. So, yeah, we're gonna get into a little bit of history. It's gonna be pretty fun, guys. Definitely go and check him out. Subscribe, like, comment. Please, if you're gonna give us a bad comment, give us 5 stars. I think it evens out, makes us average. So, yeah. Where do you want to take this today, and how do you want to start this off?
All right. We'll go into like what's kind of going on today or this past week. We'll go into Bill Gates real quick and how he wants multiple vaccines for multiple counts of people, and he wants to start with elderly and black people and then indigenous people, and he's starting trials in Africa right now. So crazy shit. Like, what do you think, Matt?
So wait, I didn't. I haven't heard about this yet. So he wants to start with specific people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, his wife at least. So curious on the different vaccines. Is it like color-coded vaccines? Like, do I get a different vaccine than, say, George over here, or my other more melanin counterparts? Do they get a different vaccine? What is that? Or is it just like men and women get the vaccines? Age? Do you know any information on that, George?
I mean, as far as I know, they say COVID's more particular to black people and indigenous people. They didn't even say Hispanic. So I think, I don't know, like,
Too
as
many
far
Hispanics
as...
have European blood, sorry. I'm used to that.
And, dude, like, he wants to start, like, doing multiple trials in Africa and essentially poisoning these people, injecting it. He said, quote-unquote, injecting it into their arm.
I only have one question.
Without consent.
Does my syringe say BLM? Because that's the only thing that works. I just want to make sure before I get
Hell
started.
yeah, dude.
All right, so fun news. That's crazy. I was actually not asking George how we want to start this. I was asking our guest, but hey, George, jump right over him.
My bad. All right. But, yeah, that's some crazy shit going down. Matt, what do you want to start out with?
I want to talk more about these vaccines now.
All right, yeah.
So they're gonna so because you know he wants to kill off all the old people, so
Yeah.
so he wants to just eliminate everyone first. He's gonna kill black people first. What did they do to him?
Like, I don't know, man. He's been trying with India. Like, India's like trying to sue his ass right now too. So I don't know. Some crazy shit.
So I've
like,
heard some rumors from people that have come forward that were working on vaccines that there are different components in the vaccines that actually cause infertility, which will help with the down the line cutting down. Because obviously, if there's different vaccines for different people, certain elites aren't going to get the infertility because they're the ones that need to survive. But the average schmo is going to get that one.
Well, I feel like I already have that problem now. Yeah. So there's like, if I get the vaccine, is that like a negative and a positive? Like, is it gonna fix me?
Just try it out on a young fine girl.
I'll be the guinea pig. Okay.
Yeah, but no, that's some crazy shit going down, and like, I know, like, in the beginning of this whole entire thing going into Korea right now, they were doing like the testing first and trying to get everything going, and they were being the clean and doing all like the car, like go to the facility, get tested in your car, and America kind of adopted that. Then I don't
Drive-through
know, like
testing.
yeah, drive-through testing, yeah,
Dude, that's
and
wild.
Yeah, you can't
I
get
don't know,
Americans
man.
to get out to get McDonald's, so obviously they're not gonna get out of their car to get the COVID test.
Bro, because dude, they were like, it's a literal dystopia right now in Korea, in the sense that like, the government literally just admits, they're like, yeah, we're tracking every single person's phone, every transaction, everything to stop, because like I guess if one person with COVID, if he has COVID, they track everyone that like went to the same store as him and every bank account, and then they go and arrest all those people to stop like what's it called, like the close proximity something, I forgot the word for that, but that's literally what they're doing in Korea. They're tracking every single person to make, and they're safe now. I think no one's got like COVID there, right? Because they
Yeah.
isolate but they monitor everyone's cell phone, all your bank accounts, everything.
dude, that's some gnarly ass shit.
It's
Like,
crazy.
How do you say 1984 in Korean?
Oh yeah, right, dude.
dude, that's straight
How do you
up.
say
I mean-
1776 in Korean?
Dude, I don't know, just constantly, this crazy shit's constantly happening. Like, I don't know, you as a comedian in Los Angeles, like, do you see this ever become normal at this point in Los Angeles? Because of all the
This isn't
closures.
COVID or
Yeah, like, you know, you can't even do rooms anymore, essentially. Like,
No,
they're closing
yeah.
down everything.
You can do
I had to,
protest comedy.
Dude,
Yeah.
I did for the first like 2 months I was doing like secret. I had to literally do secret rooms, like it was in like people's like apartments. They shut off all the doors. This one club, like they shut off all the windows so that like we could do like open mics inside, and people were literally like calling the cops on us because we were doing stand-up comedy, 10 of us in a room. They were
Jesus
calling and there were
Christ.
like there was death threats on like Instagram. They're like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. We were gonna die because we were making 10 of us unsafe.
Dude, that's some wild ass
It was
shit. Like,
it's crazy. It was the
Brown
funniest
shirting
thing.
all over again. It's like the Red Scare, man.
Brown shirting, right? Yeah, it's exactly what it was. Yeah, it's insane. It
Bro.
was insane.
Did you hear how much
Dude.
a contract tracer makes? Entry level
No.
position makes $65,000 a year, and you're on a 1-year contract, so you're guaranteed that money. And then there's supervisors. So, essentially, when you go to these like training, and then they tell you like how to report people, how to like compile reports, and who to give it to. Then you have a supervisor that's obviously making more than $65,000. So, wonder how much they're making. And it's like, say like you see someone without a mask in California, and they're going around talking to people not social distancing, or they're opening their business, whatever. You have to approach them and get their information. And if they don't give you their information, you have to call your supervisor. So not sure what happens after that, as to the extent of what I know, but like that's pretty crazy.
So that's
Yeah.
the word, contact tracing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, it's what like they're doing in Korea, right? Like it's just like they're monitoring everyone.
Yeah.
Dude,
mhm.
Dude, it's crazy in LA how like much of like how many like this virus made me realize how many soy boys like beta cucks live in LA.
Oh yeah.
Like and like the thing is like they just propagate, you know, the agenda. That's like literally all they're used for, it seems, because any ounce of authority they fold under. Like I remember one of my buddies, he's more of a conspiracy theorist than me, and he's more like, oh, he hates wearing masks. And we were in a store, and the person's like, "Sorry, you need to put on the mask." And my friend literally said, "Oh no, I don't. My doctor said I don't." And they're like, oh, "Okay." I'm like, "Is that all you gotta say?"
Yeah.
Any
dude.
ounce of
what?
any ounce of authority, they'll just fold. Okay, the doctor said he doesn't have. The doctor
Yeah.
said he
Dude.
doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Gotta get on that train.
What's your doctor's name? Bill Nye? Like Dr. Bill Nye, man. He's a doctor scientist.
Bill Gates said I don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just fold. They're like, okay, anything they're told is okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Like, I don't know. LA is just like, I don't know. Homeless people haven't died from this shit. So like, you see those guys like just living life and like doing fentanyl and heroin, and like
Dude.
they're fine.
Dude,
Like,
I think you want to talk about homeless in LA. I think I first heard this on Stevie Weeby's podcast. You know, Bobby Lee's brother.
Yeah.
He's big on conspiracies, and I think what he said makes sense. Because there's in Hollywood as the most concentration of like crazy homeless people. And if you go to Hollywood, the homeless people are like insane. They're like, because outside of Hollywood, they're kind of docile homeless. All they do is ask for money. But people in Hollywood, the homeless people like attack you. I think, and there's so many. It's like a zombie game, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm pretty sure that a lot of those homeless people are like MK Ultra subjects or something. Like they're just straight up crazy.
Well, there is the right outside of Hollywood. They did have the center where they had the CIA center where they did MK Ultra. They made movies. That's where they kind of had their CIA influence. I don't remember exactly what the place is called, but that's like right outside of Hollywood. So I honestly wouldn't think it'd be crazy. Plus, it's like everyone knows, like it's packed. It's always crazy, always homeless, always like street performers. Easy place to put MK Ultra fucking victims, man.
Just throw them in there, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I think what Stevie said was right.
That could be it, man.
It doesn't sound
honestly,
too far off.
There's too many people being MK Ultra right now, or whatever, dude. Like, let me ask you a question, because this is kind of hot news. That judge, the assassination attempt on her and killed her son and almost killed her husband. What do you think about that? Was it MK Ultra? Was it a hit? Was it? What do you think?
It was funny. Like I haven't really sat down and thought about it. But I think when I first heard about it, people were like, "Yeah, they killed her son and her husband. The husband died. Did he die or is he alive?"
I think he's still in critical condition.
He was in critical condition last time I checked, so he's probably just like fucked up.
But anyways, like, why would like a
Christopher Reeve?
Yeah. Why would they? From what people were saying, they were like, "Yeah, they killed the son and almost the husband to send a message to her," and I'm like, "What kind of message is that? Like, aren't you supposed to like threaten that you'll kill him?
Yeah,
you're not supposed to just kill him first and be like, hey, we killed your whole family, so
yeah."
Well, I don't think it was,
so you better listen to us.
I don't think it was supposed to go down like that because like I heard she was in like the basement. I feel like what happened was the guy came in as a FedEx. The son opened the door, blam, dude, just straight to the dome. The husband's like, "What is that?" Boom, boom. But then like he's probably looking in the house, shot the husband. He's on the fucking floor. The son's head is everywhere. Can't find her. Dips out because like once you start shooting, you don't have that much time, you know.
Right.
And then I don't know how confirmed this is, but I read that he was found in a car where the suspect they think it was that and committed suicide already, like the next day. But then I also read the same day report saying that they're still on a manhunt. So I'm not really too sure on that one. There's like conflicting news articles.
Oh, so he might be alive still? I thought he did.
Yeah, see, okay,
kill himself.
That's what I thought. But I did see another one saying that the FBI is still like looking for someone. So I don't know if they're looking for maybe an accomplice.
Jeez.
Yeah, what I think either got MK Ultra to like blow his brains out, or he's just like, "Oh, I failed," and the person just like a mob hit, elite hit, Mossad hit, how like CIA hit. "Oh, you messed up. You're a loose end," you know, boom, and then put the gun in their hand, you know.
Yeah, right.
You know, the mob used to do that.
I think it might be that, and it's either the MK Ultra thing, or it could be because I remember seeing something to where the guy that killed him, the shooter, he had ties to like a 2015 case of hers, so maybe it was either disgruntled, whatever, or it was. But it makes more sense, the Epstein thing, right?
But that's what you get. So
bank.
you go and you get someone that, hey, you've been fucked over by her, you MK Ultra them, or you just convince them, hey, you want to make a lot of money? We can get you a passport, we can get you this, we can get you that, promise the world. All you got to do is get your revenge on her, kill her.
Yeah, and it's so tempting too. It's like you'll have your revenge, and you'll have a new life with millions of dollars in Europe somewhere. Yeah,
Europe or fucking Laos or fucking whatever your flavor of woman is, you're gonna get that. Or man.
I would have killed her. If they paid for my plane ticket to Korea, because that was like $1,000.
Damn. That's not a cheap ticket, but I guess you know.
$20,
gun and run, dude. Gun and run, man. Gun and run.
Yeah, like that whole entire scenario is just kind of sketchy as far as like I don't know. They could have even also said like, "We're gonna kill your family if you don't kill yourself," type of situation. Also,
I wonder.
No, you
I
want-
wonder.
What you saying?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you want.
Go, go,
There's like,
go.
it's probably like you want to hear another weird thing? So, that was in North Brunswick, right? Or East? Which one? It was in Brunswick.
East.
Brunswick,
Yeah, it was
Missouri.
Brunswick.
Well, I don't know if everyone already forgot because of social amnesia. There was another death in a link to Hillary and Bill Gates in Brunswick 2 months ago. There was an Indian family that actually is very famous in India. He helped start schools with the Bill Gates Foundation. We're building schools for like and trying to help illiteracy in India. And then they later on worked in pharmaceuticals and worked with like the Hillary Clinton Foundation. And some people try to debunk it, but it's actually true. The debunkers were falsifying, saying it was a different guy. So this guy, who's in his 60s, drowns in a 3-foot above ground pool. His daughter, in her 30s or 40s, drowns, and the grandchild drowns. All three drown
In the same pool, like
in the
you just
same
found
pool
it-
at the same time. Everyone just finds them in Brunswick, bro. So, yeah. So and
It
the
happened,
news is like,
what happened?
yeah, the news is just like, oh, some Indian family couldn't swim and drowned in their pool in their brand new home that they.
3-foot pool.
So they've lived there for over a month, and they just all just one day were like, hey. Like, it's like one of those old 80s, like, movies where it's like everyone's just dying for no reason, you know?
Exactly,
like,
dude.
you
She
know, it's
catches
like-
her dad like, oh no!
Yeah.
And she just falls in.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
dude.
and I guess the pool had a slant that went up to, I think, like 6 feet, but like, they were floating in the 3 feet, and it's mostly 3 feet, so it had a slant at the end, or some bullshit like that. So it's like, come on, dude. Like, at least be like, let me hold the child above water, you know? Like, all three.
This is what I'm talking about. They need to have better education in the U.S. They need to teach people how to swim.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
And it's funny because our news downplayed it, and that's why a lot of people don't even know about it.
Dude,
But
I didn't even know about it till now.
National Indian News talked about it because he was huge in pharmaceuticals and he helped the illiteracy problem, and they helped like I think like 100,000 people learn how to like read and speak properly in rural India with Bill Gates.
I hope he didn't teach them how to swim.
Yeah, right. That's right. Dude, with all that teaching, he just couldn't learn how to swim himself. Dude, they get monsoon season, man. They fucking it gets bad out there, but
Well, that's why he built this pool. He was like, I'm going to learn.
yeah.
This is it.
It's like when my grandmother threw me in the deep end the hard way.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
He grabbed all his family, said, we're all going to learn
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, I'll believe that's when me shit turns purple and tastes like rainbow sherbet. Because, come on. But the creepy part is, again, he's linked to the Clintons.
Yeah.
He's linked to Bill Gates, right? And they just mysteriously die. 2 months later, another person's hit. Is there just like a hitman going around, like fucking around? Like, is just Brunswick just like Indian burial grounds? Like, why are people just straight dying, dude?
And he's setting them up the deaths like comical, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the pool thing. That's just hilarious. How like
Dude,
they were dying when, and then like I'm imagining his hand was inside the FedEx box when he shot him. Like this comical thing. He opens the door
old
and
school
it's just yeah,
gangster.
Dude, he's straight up like Ace Ventura. Like,
exactly, dude.
yeah, dude, it's fucking. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, is this a simulation? Is this real life? Like, come on, man, this is too
Crazy.
like.
The clown
This is
world,
like
dude.
a fucking movie. What's going on right now in the U.S.? Like, we're under a crazy pandemic that's killing only 0.00004% of all people if you're under the age of 45. Like, what? Like, it's like,
Dude, that sounded like an intro to a scary movie.
yeah. It's like if you're hey, just to let you know, if you're past the time the average death in America, you're probably gonna die from this. Damn it. Yeah, man. It's I don't know, man. It's been a crazy year. I feel like it's kind of slowed down. Not too much. Like crazy things like have happened this month, but I'm just like August, man. August is about to get crazy. September, just let you know,
Dude, September.
is gonna be wake me up when September ends, man, because it's gonna be crazy.
I
Dude.
think so too. Second wave.
Well,
Well,
okay.
no, not even that.
Hillary starts
Hillary Clinton's. Yeah, go ahead, Darius.
on the 9th of September. She has to testify.
Or a court case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She, they keep pushing it back. They can't push it back anymore. They're trying to get Prince Andrew subpoenaed around that time too. The first debates start as well.
Is that gonna happen? Do you think that'll happen?
I don't know, dude. I've been saying I don't know. I've said it on this podcast already. I think either he's gonna get COVID himself, or because I don't know if you heard this too, but Ukraine has decided they're gonna subpoena him as well, because they actually are filing criminal charges against him, John Kerry, and their former president of Ukraine.
Is there FedEx in Ukraine or pools?
Yeah, right.
Is there water in
Dude,
Ukraine?
what if they FedEx a pool to them?
Oh, they're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
You gotta blow that bitch up. Yeah, man. So I don't know, dude. September is just gonna be like wild. So I feel like August to September, so the next 2 months, dude, are gonna just be fucking nuts. I don't know. That's my personal. Those MK Ultra homeless are about to they're gonna hear their trigger word. It's gonna just be crazy.
I wonder what do you think the word's gonna be? Vegan,
Frazzle
soy, frazzle.
No, they hear that too much.
Well, they hear too much. You're right. Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be I no longer want to be a vegan. Activate.
Well, dude, the ammo scarce. I'm not sure. Are you a Second Amendment kind of guy, Matt?
100%. Yeah.
All right. So, as far as 9mm in California, the ammo wise, it's very scarce as far as where you're gonna find that. I know in Texas, ammo's becoming more scarce out there.
Well, it's not just it's a national-wide shortage, dude.
Yeah.
The highest amount of sales of guns and ammunition were in the last fucking 6 months in history of the United States, and 40% of all guns bought were new first-time buyers.
Yeah, my another conspiracy buddy that he's kind of black-pilled now, so he's losing his mind. He's crazy in investing, and he said the next investment is guns. He's like, if you want to invest something, you better buy guns because they're going to be $50,000 for a gun.
Well, a few things that I've heard Joe Biden say recently is one, they're going to do a buyback program, and if you don't want to comply with the buyback program, they're going to tax you for the gun. And you have to register magazines and bullets. So, they're going to charge you for how many rounds and how many magazines and how many guns you have. And then they're going to raise the tax, or income tax again. They're going to raise it back. Our capital gains tax is going to get raised as well. They're raising us a lot of shit, dude. And the crazy part is, they're only raising a little bit for corporate tax, barely shit. They're they're fucking us over, dude.
Is that gonna be federal? That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane. I could see that happening 100% in California and other retarded states, but federal, I don't see that happening.
Well, again, that's what he said on his most recent interview. I keep up on all the briefings.
He said words.
The
he spoke words.
Yeah, it was more like he ate his biscuit, but it was pretty close. When they blow nostrils, blow air into my nostrils,
I think Biden died a long time ago. I think he's a clone.
Okay, have you seen the earlobe differences? And his eyes are different?
I haven't. Dude, so that's just, I was thinking about this yesterday. I didn't, so there's
hair.
other people. There's other people that have thought, okay, so.
Yeah, no. There's different, as far as Reddit goes, there's earlobes, eyes, hair.
He either got a lot of plastic surgery, and that's why he kept wearing the mask and his big aviators, because he actually got plastic surgery to look younger.
Yeah.
Or reptilian took over his body.
I don't know, dude. Did you see the Kamala Harris change?
Dude.
Oh my god, dude. That's,
bro, you don't get Botox 2 hours before. You fucking.
Dude,
her eyes are black. Her fucking.
It's scary.
It's
she looks like a ghost.
I'm trying to cry, but I can't. It's dude, throw some fucking eye drops in real quick,
Bro,
dude.
I think, dude, and then what happens in most movies for clones? So, they don't have any mental, they're babies basically, and they can't speak. So that's Biden. He's a clone. He's trying to learn the English language quick.
So it's either he's a clone or he's running out of adrenochrome.
There we go. Yeah,
The
yeah,
good
it's on a
stuff.
shortage.
Yo, you want to hear something creepy? Okay,
What?
don't do this on this podcast because maybe that's why Daddy, the fourth person,
Daddy.
added. So, by the way, quick note: we tried to start this podcast and somebody added on the Skype. I have a video of someone else adding. Creepy, right? Fucking Snowden, dude. So, you can go on Alibaba right now, Alibaba, and type in adrenochrome. You don't have to click it. Because you can click it and it'll show you that it's for sale. You can buy it right now by the kilo. But the creepiest part is not that you could just buy it. When you type it in, the suggested searches of Alibaba to fine tune your search. Because when you buy things from Alibaba, it says like, say you want to buy tinctures. It's going to say tinctures, 22 millimeter, 5 millimeter, you know, whatever. Shit you not, you will see. I don't know if they took it off. It literally says pure. It's like isolate, child. Like I swear to God, dude, it literally says child, like on there. Like, do you want child adrenochrome? I swear, that's dude.
What do you guys?
It's crazy. Look it up. We have
Dude, Wayfair, like for the Wayfair gate. I've it makes a lot of sense, but I've heard a lot of people, like a lot of conspiracy theorists that like I kind of trust, saying it's definitely a psyop. They're trying to just distract people with Wayfair gate.
So, two things. It could have been. It could be a psyop because they like to throw in wrenches.
Yeah.
To make people follow leads, to make people feel crazy, follow rabbit holes, or misdirection, smoke and mirrors, right? It's a big thing in the elite deep state, smoke and mirrors. It's not always what you think. It's normally not even the opposite way you think. It's just something you don't even think about. But it also could have been where they leap around, where they do, okay, well, we're going to use this site for these couple months to sell.
Okay.
And then this site. Because something about, if you really believe in Luciferianism and Saturnism, you have to do it you have to bring out it in the light. So like everything you do that's why like there's that dude, Daniel Lee, I think his name is, that was like, oh, I used baby's blood on my face. That's why I look so young.
Yeah, that black guy.
Something Lee.
Oh shit.
And then he was like, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Well, obviously, again, if you believe in Luciferianism or Saturnism, he just admitted that he does something, so he gets good karma from it.
Exactly. So it clears their karma.
Yeah. It clears your karma. So that's why they'll say weird things, or say a joke or do something. And another thing is, like, sometimes they like to get caught because, think about it. It could be one as a diversion, say, hey, we're going to stop using Wayfair anyways. Let's throw them out. Let's get them caught.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it's also a game to them. At the end of the day, like, this is a long game that's been happening for a long time. And let's be real. If it's real or not with Wayfair, what's going to happen? What's going to change? Has anybody been arrested? Has anybody verified? I know people have called. I know people have tried to buy things. This one girl had like a thing where she was recording that she recorded conversations that she bought a $10,000 pillow from Wayfair. And then they're like, oh, are you a part of this membership? And she's like, no. And then they like changed their attitude and were like, oh, well, maybe you wouldn't like this pillow,
Yeah.
And she had that recorded. So that's a little sketchy, but I think it's almost like a culmination of everything where they use it.
Yeah.
It is put out in the light, and it is a tactic because obviously it happened when Ghislaine was arrested. So it could be a kind of a distraction away from her, and
or both.
How she was trying to get a plea deal, and some people think she's not even in jail. So
yeah, well, like going into this whole entire thing, like you were saying, now we can go into Korea. This is a good segue. Like talking about how like 5 years ago they were pretty much a satanic cult. You were saying like earlier?
I forgot the name of the cult. It's hard to pronounce anyways, but basically Korea for the past like 20 years, 5 years ago, so before that, was controlled by a satanic cult. And they were it started with, because the president that got impeached was Park Il something.
Yeah,
the
chick, right?
Yeah, the chick, and she was her dad was actually the president as well, like 50 years ago, and I think that's when the say like Satanism and Luciferianism like got into Korea, and yeah, she was like not even fit to be president, but people just propelled her up, and I think because of that, like it was a satanic cult that just completely controlled Korea, and then people found out through I forgot how they found out. There was some type of logs that exposed them to I don't know the exact story, but basically yeah, they were controlled by a cult, and then she got sent to prison, and it looks like Korea's fine right now. I mean, they're recovering, but basically, satanic cult. Yeah, Satanism was in Korea.
Dude,
hardcore.
I mean, there's something had to do with probably the Korean War and like, who was it? The General MacArthur being like essentially killed. Like, obviously he kind of, or not killed, but died, and like
he
you can go into that. Yeah.
Yeah, he died like Epstein was suicided. Yeah, so, well, okay, so, like, a history about the Korean, we kind of spoke about this earlier, how they were created, essentially Korea, and the division and what is North and South Korea was created around the same time as Israel. It was created after World War II, during the Korean War, so, if you look from a history standpoint of, like, mainstream history, and then I'll let you talk about, the history you know. During the war, we essentially... So the reason why they say MacArthur was killed was because MacArthur, essentially, they were fighting. We were fighting with the South Koreans. They were being beaten. MacArthur steps in. We beat them pretty far north. China gets afraid that we are going to invade China. MacArthur asked the president at the time, why don't we invade China and go after communist China? We can do it. And then the president says no. He badmouths him and gets removed back to America. And that's when China actually, in history, the history that I've been taught, essentially sends forces and beats them back, and then they end up having a stalemate, and they create the DMZ, and then they create what is now North and South Korea, which are puppet states. Now you could take it from there if you like.
Yeah,
and MacArthur, while he's home, by the way, mysteriously dies in a Jeep accident on base.
That has to relate
Patton
to the Korean
as well
War.
died. Similarly.
It's gotta relate. So I think that, dude. Yeah, I think you said it. They're puppet states. From what my understanding is, not even on a conspiracy level. When Korea was formed, South Korea at least, it was like literally rubble. It was after World War II, and Japan, they literally destroyed every single monument in Korea, and everything. It was just a flat plain. So America came in, and there was just nothing there. So, from what I think is America there was nothing in North or South Korea. So I think America took over South Korea, and they thought, this is not even as a conspiracy standpoint. I think they just wanted to have a military presence in Asia, so they just literally said, okay, let's just build a nation. Let's just have South Korea. We'll just funnel a bunch of money through them, and that will be our military presence, and they're basically just be an arm of the American government, a puppet state. And I think at the time, in the history books, they said Russia took care of North Korea. They kind of divided it. But I'm pretty sure, this is my conspiracy coming in, I'm pretty sure America created North Korea as well as a puppet state for them for like many things. They could test nukes. Like it can be an extension of Area 51, I think. What do you guys think about that?
I've heard, in the conspiracy realm, I've heard that North Korea is CIA ran. The reason why, there's always those jokes where it's like they're impoverished. There's not really that many of them. Like if you watch the movie The Interview, it's like fake buildings and
dude.
fake.
That movie's crazy.
In the conspiracy realm, they say it's actually like that, and the reason why it's like that is because it is a smaller population that's CIA ran. So there's still people there in the tens of thousands, but it's not millions upon millions.
Exactly.
It's actually tens of thousands, and it's ran by the CIA. And like you said, it's a testing zone, and it's a boogeyman. A few things that America has done post World War II is we So it was funny. I actually got this from Oliver Stone recently talking. He was saying that, and this is something that I've kind of known. After World War II, the men came back and had no jobs, right? Like,
Right.
the females took the role of the man at home. That's where you get the.
That's when soy boys were created.
Yeah, right. And so this new generation realized, well, there's a lot of money in death and destruction and war and toppling governments and creating new governments. And so America essentially from, the 1950s to now has made money and spent money on creating new governments around the world. So what's so crazy to say that North Korea wasn't? If it's a true thing that we've actually done that everywhere. We actually, Oliver Stone said a statistic saying that for every one soldier that went to Vietnam, there were 3 non-soldiers. Because they were sending so much money and resources and vehicles and just things to sell, to give, to change people, to they call it giving democracy, because what they do is they give westernization.
Exactly.
It's kind of it's technically what China's been doing in the last 20 years to become a superpower. They followed in our footsteps. They went to Africa. They're saying, we'll rebuild your infrastructure, we'll rebuild your country, but we own it if you don't pay us by this time. So it's, and so again, going back to Korea, there's no, there is so much mystery. If you go to the Google night, or if you go to any of those electricity at night, lights at night, it's one little tiny ping, and the rest is black. 30
million people, and there's a tiny little bit of light at night in Pyongyang, the capital. That makes 0 sense.
Yeah.
It's just zero electricity. It makes no sense. No one can explain that. Every time I brought it up to a Korean friend, they just had no idea. They're like, I don't understand that.
Candlelight.
It makes and candlelight, but for some reason, North Korea hacked Sony and all these crazy companies with no electricity.
And we're always afraid of either on them. I almost hear less of Russia hacking us anymore. And it's there's always a boogeyman, there's always, because we make money off of it. Now I don't know if it's what else, because you go to certain areas of they did have poppy fields that we brought, the CIA transported back and forth from many places around the world, including the ones we know, Afghanistan, even Vietnam, they did it. But yeah, man, it's one of those things where that would be smart. That's where you make the supersonic weapons. That's where you make, test your nukes. That's where you test things. Then it's a boogeyman. And no one's allowed in. And that's the best part. No one's allowed in, and then if you go in, they torture you and they brainwash you. So it's you go in and you're like, oh my god, they're all white people, and they're like, all right, waterboarding until you forget.
Dude. And then most people, I'm sure you guys have seen the actual reporters that go to Pyongyang, and they say it's a city of 8-10 million people, and they're like, yeah, there was 10 people in the city.
Yeah.
The capital city, I only saw 10 people.
There's 3 people riding a bike, 2 cars. It
makes no sense. Every documentary, people are there's literally no one here. I don't understand this thing. In the capital city.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Especially
questions.
Especially if you come from LA, dude. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Where are the homeless?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, going into that Area 51 thing, and do you think, I kind of feel I'm not trying to scare you, but Project Bluebeam might end up in that type of area as far as the aliens coming.
So. Well, the thing is, no, the fake aliens, or
I'm gonna go
Bluebeam's
fake.
a fake alien invasion. Yeah.
Oh, I thought the Bluebeam just meant. See, I'm not versed on this. I thought Bluebeam just meant all their technology of aliens, but it's just a fake.
It's a projected they've been.
Well, there's okay. So I think it's changed over time, because I think originally it was alien technology, and then I think it kind of changed to alien invasion.
Once they're we don't know how to do this. Let's just do it.
A lot of
Dude.
people, which, it's funny because I know people that have worked on Starlink. I know people that work for SpaceX, so it's funny when there's a lot of naysayers and conspiracy theorists. But a lot of people say Starlink, which is the new Elon Musk system, is going to
Okay.
be a part of Bluebeam.
Jeez.
It's a new networking system that essentially he essentially for every time he launched other people's satellites, he threw one of his own on there for free.
Right.
So they have this whole satellite link system now that's going to be the new fastest internet in the world.
So we'll have we can do live streams then.
Yeah, finally. But yeah, so like in the conspiracy world though, not in the, they think that's going to be essentially what they're putting up there to do Project Bluebeam.
In North Korea. Or no, you're talking about Starlink.
Yeah. But again, it
Yeah.
could be coming from North Korea, but that's where they could be putting all the good stuff, because obviously,
The thing is,
I've known people that have gone to Area 51. It is technically just a testing site. You're not allowed to bring your phone on base. You have to leave it at the front of the base.
I feel like maybe what I think is Area 51 and S4. I think back in the day, since there was like almost no one over there, it could be like a North Korea. Like there was no heat on it. They could test
Yeah.
anything there. But everyone knows about that area now, so that's why I would totally agree that with George that like maybe they're moving it over there to North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Like, you think about how much military is actually. I think every branch of the military is in Korea, and
It is, yeah.
like as far as Air Force, Navy, and Army, Marines, like they're all in fucking Korea. So that's why I'm just like it kind of like I get it that North Korea is bad. Big boogeyman, do all the military testing and like do all like the war games, all that shit to like scare North Korea. But I don't know, like going into like coincidence, there's just too many coincidences in this world to not like question a coincidence, especially like this where you're like, I don't know where this can possibly go, especially with alien invasion. Like I don't know, like maybe they have a lot of dumbs, like deep underground bunkers, like in Korea.
The thing is, they can like we
or
don't know.
even
No
North
one can go in.
Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we don't know. They can literally. It's huge. North Korea is pretty fucking big,
Mm-hmm.
so they can do whatever they want.
And you can get free like slave work and tell them to do
fly
whatever.
zones, no cameras,
nothing, yeah.
nothing. Like that's what's crazy. It's like for all these people that have like these new high-powered drones, like I'm surprised no one's trying to get one up there or like some kind of surveillance balloon, something to try to like map out more of Korea. Like it's just dead zone.
And I've
like-
seen. No, go ahead.
Like what happens when like soldiers try to leave from North Korea? They kind of like they get fucking shot the fuck up, like
Oh, yeah.
trying to leave North Korea. And like sometimes they'll escape, but they won't really know the whole entire story, or they'll be too scared to say, because they'll have like a North Korean defector in South Korea that would be able to kill that North Korean if he talks too much, type of thing. Because you don't hear a lot from those defectors.
I would
Yeah.
do. That was just about to say that. And especially in English, you don't hear a lot. But I understand a good amount of Korean, and there's a lot of North Korean defectors in Korea. I've watched like a lot of episodes on that, and like they don't. It's not. I don't know if they're brainwashed, but it sounds like they don't say anything. Like all they say is, okay, maybe it is brainwashed actually, because in the interviews, all they say is like, I made potatoes my whole life, and then I ran away to South Korea, and then nothing else. There's nothing of substance. They don't say
Something
anything.
happens. Like either it's like MK Ultra while watching the TV, because like I know there's like a trade of like hot air balloons going and dropping off South Korean like movies to North Korea for entertainment.
Right.
So they're obviously bored as fuck, and they control what you read, control what's on the internet. Like it's just too much of a coincidence to not brainwash.
I've seen a few of those like documentaries where reporters and people go there, and from what I've seen, which again this could be just propaganda, this could be bullshit, but it's like they have like intercoms in their houses that had their like loudspeaker intercoms. Not sure if they still have that or how real
In their
that is.
houses?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I saw this like documentary and it was talking about that, and they had these like, this person was staying with a family, and they had like, kind of like, you know how like in the Islam world they have like the wailer at certain hours taught, like, you know,
Yeah.
for prayer.
Yeah.
They have like the state propagandists talking, like, oh, don't freak, you know, it's like, oh, thank your leader, thank your this, and it was, oh, that's what the documentary was. It was these doctors that went to North Korea to help people because of some issues that they were having, and so like these people were going into surgery and stuff, and like he was like staying with his family, and they were like going in for surgery, and then they would be like thanking Kim Jong Il, so because this is before Un.
Yeah, Kim Jong Il, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like thanking him, like not even saying anything to the doctor, like, oh, you didn't save my life, he did. Like the picture of fucking Kim Jong Il saved my life.
Dude.
But yeah, they have like
And
loudspeakers in the houses though, so talking to them, propaganda. So if you think about brainwashing, MK Ultra, and propaganda, you add all three together, you have a small amount of people that don't even know what's going on, and then most of it's just military ran being a puppet, shadow puppet.
Exactly.
How can you not? And then so you do have these people that have literally, I make potato, you know, like, well, their fucking brain is fried, or they're not, or they're just, they could be cells. Like once they leave, they can't really, you know, understand things anymore.
No, and I think that's it too. Yeah, like they got maybe, and like you said earlier, I think it's under 100,000, and I think that's, and it was also like, I think when they made North Korea in the 50s, it was like it was that's the ultimate test. They said we can isolate a population and let's see if we can 100% brainwash them.
Yeah, like let's see what happened. And you know what's funny is like, okay, so you can use this controlled people to then take to other parts of the world or your own country to control them, like, right?
Yes.
So like, what tactics we use these months to control these people, to make fear, to cause this, to cause that? So like, it's a testing group, not just a testing area. So you can use it later on. And then, like,
Exactly.
They could have just worked on subliminal messaging the entire time, and then now that's what they're using on people now, and that's why everyone's so fucking freaking out, you know?
Because, dude, yeah, it's the ultimate test. Because no other country they could have done that.
Yeah.
They could have just like with just unimpeded. It's just all their 100% control. No one can go in, and then they're just that makes a lot of sense for North Korea.
It's just too creepy to not question. Like it. I don't know. You connect the dots. It just kind of makes sense. Like when you connect all.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, just too funny. Too much funny business. You know.
And it started, and dude, you were talking about the interview earlier. I think that's one of the most important things we needed to consider. The interview, the movie. I think that's what really established Korea as the boogeyman. Because before that, I mean, I'm sure they weren't launching nukes. They weren't going crazy. I think that movie, or before that movie, they were, but like around that time, they weren't established as a boogeyman. I think that movie made everyone think of North Korea as bad, right?
Well, you know, I don't know if you remember, but they didn't release the movie right away because the news freaked out and they said Kim Jong-un is upset about this and has threatened to do bad things to America if we release this movie.
Establish the boogeyman.
Yeah, so
and dude, if you look at the movie, they set up like it's insane propaganda, because who's the protagonist and like the good guys of the movie? The CIA. They're the good guys of the movie, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna stop North Korea. They're the bad guys," and it's 100% propaganda. The movie, in the story of the inception of it, hey, this country that has no power hacked Sony. They like, and the Sony is releasing the movie now to stand up to them.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Clinton Seth Rogen got really good in with the Clintons after that too.
Well, it's funny too, because at least the one thing I'll give that movie is they actually talk. Well, they call it honey dicking, but they honeypot them and honey.
Yeah, dude.
Which is a huge tactic, and it's funny because they make a joke about it. But
they do.
But I don't know if you know this, but it's rumored in the conspiracy world. This is not like right wing, left wing, because it's a fact that Obama's grandfather, on his mom's side, was the CIA.
Yeah,
Was in the CIA. And it's rumored that his daughter was a honeypotter, or a sparrow, or whatever they call them, and she did honeypotting to get information for them. And that's why they groomed essentially Obama to be president.
Most people in that
Barry
movie.
Santino.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like it's kind of that movie, you know, and not just that, it's two parts of American elites that are bad. The deep state CIA, that's the good guy, and the talk show hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's like right now we're finding out that all these talk show hosts are racist, elite pedophiles that have done, been to Jeffrey Epstein's island, have known all the bad people, like are shitty behind doors. And then they're the one, so it's like it was propping up literally talk show hosts, like, hey, the fake news talk show, because they're, satirical news, and the CIA are going to save us all. So listen to that.
It's insane. Well, saying, oh, hey, now this North Korea guy, he's bad. And then after that, they started testing nukes and everything. Because they had to make the boogeyman, because America needed to test new nukes, probably.
They needed to test everything. Like, it was, I don't know, fishy business, man. Like,
and yeah,
no one talks about this, by the way. Like,
dude,
yeah, like,
dude, and
I feel like we're the only ones like really talking and like dissecting this at the moment. And like, I don't know,
well,
you don't hear it.
Dude, when I was in Korea, it was because I lived in Korea for 3 years. They it's almost like the Korean people are brainwashed to not even question North Korea at all, which leads me to believe that America 100% controls the narrative of South Korea as well. And I'll get into that more, because there's a lot about that. But basically, like, every time, because I started getting hardcore into conspiracies 3 years ago. That was my last year in Korea, and any time I questioned the narrative at all that North Korea is like CIA or something, it was a switch. And like all my the girls I dated and any dude there, they lost their mind. They got fucking livid if I questioned like North Korea was fake. They lost their mind.
They get pissed off.
Dude, irrational. Yeah, I was like, why? Are you? I'm like, all I'm doing is asking a question. They lost it. So like, there's some programming. I think, like, it was irrationally mad. It's crazy.
No, that's
like,
really
don't ever say that. They're like, so many people died in North Korea. I'm like, all I'm doing is questioning it. They lost their mind.
God damn, bro. Like, that's I never see. It's good to bring people on like you, like.
Yeah, and then they said I had a small dick and they broke up with me.
It's that MK Ultra trigger. They're like, hit him where it hurts.
I did. Well, actually, you guys lived in Arizona, but you're not from it, right?
Yeah, we're from California.
We're both from California.
So my last girl, I did it for like a year in Korea, and I was probably gonna marry her. I don't know, but it was getting very serious. I was like, hey, why don't you come back to like LA with me? And she's like, no, why would I want to? What would I do in America? I don't have a life there. And I was like, all right. So I went back to LA. Or no, then she blocked me like a month after, just 100% blocked me randomly. So then I go back to LA and I check her Instagram because I was depressed because I wasn't getting laid. And then she lives in Arizona now with a white dude that's fatter than me. That fucking bitch, dude. She's like, I'm not moving to America. Why would I move? And then she goes to America.
Goddamn. Nah, that's some fucked up shit right there. He probably didn't question. Man. He didn't question that.
I should have said North Korea was real.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway from that.
See, that's their trigger word. Like when you question North Korea, it just triggers an MK Ultra.
They're gonna go marry a fatter white dude that pissed me off.
He must be extra rich because he's extra plump.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad it's not just American girls that suck. It's reassuring.
It was very depressing in Korea. They used me like a checklist just to date a foreigner. But I'm going back because it's pretty.
It's getting hostile over here.
I'd rather be used as a checklist than to not get banged at all. So.
No, I
Understandable,
gotcha.
man.
Anyone watching this, they're like, this guy's a fucking asshole, dude.
Hey,
But
man.
I'm a realist, okay?
Hey, you're being honest. Most people aren't even honest with themselves. And hey,
Exactly.
let's be real. Lack of sex makes people crazy. Like,
Dude,
why do you think people
I'm 2
actually
months.
got mad because of the quarantine? They weren't getting their fucking random raw dogs on.
Dude,
And then
exactly.
PLM came through, and they're like, "Oh, we can go outside and communicate." Like,
Dude, I'm
Dude.
2 months from getting black pilled. That's how long it's been since I've been laid. 2
damn,
months.
yeah.
I know, it's like, I quit weed and sex altogether.
Oh, dude.
I should shave my head while I'm at it and become a monk.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be believing in the interdimensional demons very soon.
Yeah, shit, they're believing in me already, so
that sounds like it was like nice. They believe in me.
yeah.
They believe in me.
More
Go-
than my
Big
father
Dad-
did.
Yeah. Big Daddy entered the chat. He believes in me.
Yeah. Dude, that was still crazy. Y'all saw that, right, though? Like,
Yeah.
That was
I
wild.
might actually put that in after this. Just throw that in. Be like,
Screenshot.
yeah, what the? That's good. Like a fourth person added because I was like, what is that? Is there a
It's a
fourth?
private call. There's no way on Skype you can do that, right? There's
I
no
don't-
way.
That's what I'm saying. And it wasn't. It was like, because like on this like 3 bars, it says FaceTime built in. That's me. That's obviously me. And then it's G Katami because that's his Skype, and then it's yours, and Barker, 67. And it literally said like something dad something like underscore something. Like it looked like realistically, I think some I don't know, dude. Like someone got in. Like there's no way, dude. And then I showed you guys. I brought up their screen. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know, dude. That's
Yeah, I thought you just didn't know how to work Skype. I'm like, he just doesn't know what he's doing. And then you show me that.
well, no.
And then
'Cause- so it started right, and it was fine. And then you guys start talking, and then like after 30 seconds, you started like having issues. Like you were like all over the place. There was like really fuzzy, and like I moved my mouse, and then I see, oh fuck, there's a fourth person.
dude,
Yeah.
we were talking about Arizona. I think we just gotta not talk about
I
the A
know,
word.
dude. The A word, bro. It's too much radiation. Hills have eyes. There is something in the water there. Do not reproduce in Arizona. Like you can live there, just don't go there to die. Of course.
Wait. So
Don't reproduce.
you're saying my ex is gonna have mutated children. So this
Yeah.
I'm kind
We're
of happy
gonna
about
be
that.
heroin addicts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
That's if or really, really,
Or
really
meth.
low IQ.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
But the
another
problem is
thing.
they have hot children. That's like, well, not hot children. Sorry, people by the time they get to ASU are hot. But I feel like most people from ASU are from out of state anyway. So that's like how it's like you dumb and hot go to ASU. You know?
That's why they got a sex trafficking problem. You said it. The children are really
Dude.
hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hot outside. Yeah. Okay, so I retract that previous statement. I mean, when they breed and they become consenting adults.
Yes.
Actually, in ASU's, it's not consenting, but that's adults. It's true. But yeah, dude, look, god damn it, this is like the wrong time. It's like you gotta talk. It's like literally, this is gonna be a little tiny clip. Like people are gonna
Yeah,
like YouTube's
take it
like, got him, fuck this guy. Damn
Or
it.
they'll hire you. They'll say, "Hey, we like your stuff.
Yeah.
Come work for us."
Do you like Epstein? You want to take
Yeah.
his job?
Like, dude, even when I was 16, I was having sex with fucking girls over 18. Like, so you know, I like older women. So,
Yeah.
like, if she could pay off my debt, I love her.
You gotta secure the PS5, man. You gotta get a sugar mama.
I'm probably gonna get the Xbox, honestly, but that's just me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's hard, man. Cross compatibility, I'm sure most games are gonna be. So,
Yep.
but yeah, man, it's coming up to about an hour. Do you have any final thoughts? Any things you want to blow our minds with Korea, the world?
I guess we can stay on Korea. I think one of the big things I wanted to talk about is, I think living over there in Korea made me realize that like America's biggest export in controlling the world is culture. Because if you guys don't know about this, South Korea is tiny little South Korea, a country with 50 million people, is the biggest culture by far in all of Asia. Every single Asian wants to be a Korean guy or girl. Every single one. You guys know how huge K-pop is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally like that. Everyone in China wants to look like Koreans and be like them. And that's tiny little country, and I think because America taught them that, because the world, America culture is the biggest influence. I think America was testing that in South Korea, and they said, hey, if you do K-pop, if you do this, you can take over all of Asia. And I think that's what they're doing, and they're using K-pop and K-dramas to influence and kind of brainwash all these people. That's my theory right now, but I haven't looked a lot into it.
No, I mean, I can see that. K-pop's super influential. I know China was trying to do C-pop.
Didn't work, right?
Yeah,
K-pop's too huge.
It failed because they couldn't compete with K-pop.
Yeah.
K-pop's too big.
Because of America.
It's funny. I feel like Japan tried to do that years ago, like in the 80s to 90s, between like rock and animation, and it just didn't go as far as the Koreans are going right now.
They got American producers in Korea. They got American everything, like directors, all that shit.
So it's something that I learned that's funny is because America's culture war on the world has spread everywhere. There's a lot of people that know English, okay? So when they I'm not saying that they can converse well, because I know a lot of Americans that can't, but they know what you're saying. When you're asking to go somewhere in another country, unless you're in like rural ass area, they know what you're saying. So
I'm telling you, bro, it's
throwing that out there for people.
America controls the world.
They do,
and then Korea really shows that, man. That culture is the biggest way to probably, I think, MK Ultra people. And I think I don't think we understand this. I don't know about you guys, but I don't understand this. But I feel like culture is the main way to MK Ultra people, and we don't know we're being MK Ultra. Is what I'm saying. Well, we probably have a trigger word.
We had a talk with someone about the and he blew my mind with something he said. So we were talking about like the occult and rap and hip hop and like music industry, and all hip hop is within so many beats, and it's like 66 hertz of each other or some shit like that.
Yeah, the difference.
Yeah, the difference. And they found out that, and like that's why like they've stuck with hip hop and rap is so predominantly strong and it isn't going away, even though it's evolving and changing a little bit, but it's not going away because they found you can hit these rhythm and beats on so many hertz and it will be stuck with people. So going back to like the culture war, like I'm sure they're doing the same exact beats per minute and with K-pop to transfer this subliminal messages, because they do it. They've been doing it. They're just getting cheekier. It's been around forever. So,
dude, I can't stress enough how much I'm not exaggerating. Every country wants to be Koreans in Asia. Like they all copy their aesthetic, all their music. They listen to Korean. It's crazy.
What do you think about the cutting of the eye lids to open up their eyes more to like?
Yeah. Some people, a lot of Koreans do that, and people say it because they wanted to be like Caucasians, but that's 100%. That's not true. Okay. A very, very big percentage of Asians actually have double eyelids, and that's what it is. They want to look, and those are like the sexier ones, so they want to look like those other Asian people. So they get the. And also, it fucks with their eye. I think if you have if you're born with mono eyelids, this is what my ex said. They said a lot of shit gets stuck in your eye really easy. So double eyelids fix that. Yeah.
Shit.
She was trying to justify her plastic surgery. That's what I think now. My eye gets messed up.
It's just, you don't understand what it's like to have this thing.
I had to shave off my jaw. Yeah, it was difficult. Something was getting messed up.
Jesus Christ.
I had to get these huge tits. Yeah, my little tits were it was annoying.
I just run into walls because my stuff would get in my eyes, and then I run into walls and hurt my jaw. So I fixed all three, so nothing gets in my eyes. I'm cushioning, and my jaw's fixed.
Well, Matt, dude, if me and Darius, we plan to go to Korea, we'll hit you up. Let's do something.
Yeah, man, I do want to go to Asia. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Korea.
Japan's fun.
couple
It's really
places.
degenerate.
But yeah, like I have a friend that's gonna be going next August, which I don't even know anymore. Like
The world's gonna be over.
yeah,
by
like
then.
what, dude? I can't. You asking me to go on a trip from a year from now, dude?
Yeah.
Bro, I had dreams just 6 months ago. Come on, man. Like, so
Make room in your schedule.
yeah, like I just got a promotion 6 months ago. Look where I'm at. I'm in a closet. So I'm in the middle of nowhere. So things can happen. So it's like I can't even tell you what I'm gonna do next week. So but yeah, like I know George and I want to get out to like Korea and Japan sometime. Seeing what happens with the world, but
The world is gonna end, but yeah. Maybe the fake aliens can take you guys there, like transport.
that'd be nice.
Dude.
But hey, let me ask you something. Would you rather have the world end where a fat white bitch is screaming at you to put a mask on, or surrounded by like PYTs with a lot of plastic surgery?
Oh, I would rather be surrounded by pretty young. What's PYT?
Pretty young thing.
Oh,
It's old time.
I thought
Michael
you were saying
Jackson.
pretty young Thai. I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with Thai girls. Yeah.
Yeah. Plastic.
I'd rather be that though. The
Yeah.
latter, 100%.
And then we can plan a trip to like send a drone or sneak into North Korea and get it.
When I'm over there, I'm gonna research it. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Also,
well,
before I say
I'm
that,
about to get my Jordanian passport, so I think I can go to North Korea with it.
really,
Yeah.
No, because you still have an American. You would have to be a citizen completely. You can't. That's not how it works. Just because
No?
you have a
Alright.
fucking Jordanian passport. Yeah, George. I can't wait till you get. George, why don't you try it? Let's see what you get. MK Ultra.
He's just
George,
gonna be
what did you used to do?
catatonic.
I used to make potatoes. But sorry, what were you saying, Matt?
Oh, I don't even know anymore.
Oh.
The DMZ. Koreans aren't allowed to go anywhere near the DMZ. That's another weird thing I was seeing.
They got
It's illegal.
Area 51 underneath, and they don't want them there.
I don't understand. Like foreigners, 100% allowed to go to the DMZ. Koreans,
Oh.
illegal.
Whoa,
Hmm.
It's
that's
weird.
crazy.
So it's like
That's very interesting.
it's like Disneyland in America. Like, no, that's actually more like a Universal. Like, Americans don't go to Universal anymore.
Only Chinese people.
Yeah.
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 Only Chinese tourists. Yeah.
Nope, nailed it.
Man,
Jeez.
but that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought, because I wasn't, because you always see like reporters and people like filming their DMZ. But that makes sense because the only Korean people I've ever seen at the DMZ are like military.
Yeah, the guards. Yeah.
But then you see
Mhm.
just like Americans, they're like, ah, yeah, haha.
DMZ, yeah.
So, it's like, I have 15 kids here, yeah.
Oh, and another thing. I mean, and I know we're probably going over, but another thing I forgot to mention is, like, every time there's been a soccer team that the North Korean soccer team or any sports team that's left Korea, that's left North Korea, they always disappear. They're never heard from again. So they play, and then they play like under the World Cup, and then they're gone.
What the fuck?
Like,
I mean, you even see the kids that like perform at those performances. They look alien as fuck. So like, I don't know.
Well,
Like,
if you want to throw into the conspiracy, so you already mentioned how Biden is a clone. What if
Yeah.
that is a cloning facility? So they use
Dude,
North Korea,
totally.
and so they just keep cloning people, and that's why they only last so long. So that's why, like, they disappear, Like,
Yeah,
these
dude.
people just disappear all the time because you never see them again. It's because the clones' lifespans are shorter than regular people.
Dude, look at the 2006 World Cup, or 2010, the North Korean team that actually made it. The entire time, I just remember vividly of the camera going, that they have soccer games, the national anthem, going to every player. Every single player was like crying, just bawling his eyes out. And like the announcer's like, this is the first camera they've ever seen in their life. Like,
Jesus Christ.
I think it's just clones that are just losing their
Yeah.
mind. All these
Yeah.
flashes or something.
And if they're not
Dude.
clones, they thought that it was a gun and not a camera because they're used to
Yeah.
guns. Like,
Please don't fuck George.
Yeah. Nah, dude, like my favorite like videos and pictures are like when people put like crazy music to like when Kim Jong Un meets like with like the college girls in Pyongyang, and
Yeah.
they're all like ah, like going crazy. And it's like,
Dude, like he's the sexiest man to ever
yeah.
live.
Well, that girl ended up with a fat Arizona white dude, so there's like the fat boys. George, get there.
Dude, no, you're my enemy now, George. I'm not.
No, George is
Not
buff.
that
He's
fat.
Thea.
Jesus Christ. Like,
Thea.
it was a time.
Damn, boy, that's a
I'm
thick
thick
ass
with two
boy.
Q's.
But yeah, man, like you know, so when are I know we can go as long as we want. Really don't care. When are you gonna be getting out to Korea? Like
August 5th. Yeah,
August
I'm leaving.
5th?
But
Oh shit, we got you just in time, man.
yeah.
No,
But I'm only
that's
going for
what
3 months though.
Oh, okay.
Just for like the.
Is it? Were
Time
you
is
joking that it
election.
was for the election time, or is it like just for shits and giggles, just lined up?
Oh, it's honestly because I'm unemployed right now. I'm getting those Cali bucks, the
Uh-huh.
stupid amount of money.
Yeah.
It's like double than what I earned, and so I just have time. So I'm just like fuck it. I'll just go chill in Korea for 3 months, and then also, I'll view America from the outside, and then I'll come back.
Watch it burn in the next few months, bro.
Yeah, I'll just watch you guys.
Honestly,
burn
even if North Korea is real, it's probably safer than California in the next fucking few months. So
Yeah.
Oh,
True.
well, that's one thing. I think this is what it's taught me, that all this quarantine stuff is like, when I come back, I'm not going to be living in LA. I'm going to move to Utah. It for at least the time being, because it's like California is on fire. It's going to be on fire, at least.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I told George this. They're using this as an excuse to tank their state more because they were already failing. California's
Oh, yeah.
gonna fail. They're broke. They've been broke. They can't even handle the fires. Wait, have there been fires in California? Because
Oh,
the
Yeah,
dude.
we missed out on that.
because this is like super hot natural heat wave this year's, but
Yeah.
like the fires are not out of control. Like,
Magically, dude. And what,
Nobody's
dude,
working, but there's
so
no
many
fires.
Conspiracies. There's so many conspiracies with those fires. It's like the fires were the exact locations of where they wanted to build the rail from San Fran to L.A. And also there's a conspiracy where the fires were the exact spots of where like underground bunkers were.
Yeah.
And then there's a third one where the last fire started at the Navy base where I think they were testing something underground, like a nuke or something.
Well,
dude, there's so
all right.
much stuff on that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's not what you think. And best case scenario, it was just California fucking up. Like literally, that's all.
Yeah.
That's best case scenario. It wasn't because of. I'm not saying there is or isn't climate change. The world is changing. The world's always changing. We've had ice ages and we've had hot times. Fuck, man, there's been dinosaurs apparently. So I don't know if you know this, but it's not always been fucking perfect weather. And California's a fucking desert. Most, a lot of
Literally
the
desert,
trees
yeah.
aren't indigenous. Palm Springs
Yeah.
is indigenous, but most of those fucking trees are indigenous, man. Like they're a lot of the trees that they brought to California suck up the water tables and are drying it out from underneath. So
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
it's
Dude.
it's just. But like, where are the fires?
Yeah. Where the
Where the
fuck
fuck
Yeah.
are fires at
dude?
this year? And what's funny is like if everyone's like not working and not going out, that means like people aren't like attending to stuff as much. That means you would think that there's overgrown, right? And there's over this, over that, which causes
Yeah.
fires. And I haven't seen one. And like even when I was in Arizona, there were fires in California that I was hearing about.
Dude, everything's Tinder in California, but for some reason, all of these fireworks, all these over the riots and everything, fireworks, everything going everywhere, 0 fires started. It made no sense.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, going back into aliens real quick, Tucker Carlson brought up aliens and saying, just FYI today on his
Today?
report. Yeah.
Whoa,
Like,
dude, for real?
So dude, like, it's gonna, like, something's gonna happen in California. Like,
We gotta escape, dude.
bro, Watch
I'm
the
working
movie
on it,
Escape
man.
LA.
I'm working
Dude,
on it.
I just saw Escape from LA last month, and that's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
The Kurt Russell movie.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
His name is
retarded.
Snake. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Snake.
Actually, that movie. No, sorry, that cartoon, Billy and Mandy.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was the Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper's
one?
Adventures with Billy and Mandy.
It was
There's
on
a
Cartoon
character named
Network.
Snake that's supposed to be him.
Jeez, and Metal Gear Solid's copied after him, right?
Yeah, I think so, as well.
Yeah.
It's just it's a ridiculous guy with an eye patch. But yeah, man, like, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen because, you know, California's my home. Like, I love California, but dude, it's failing. It's been failing, and they're just gonna use this COVID. And let me tell you something. You guys have been in another lockdown, 16 days in, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And mandatory masks, but you're still having record numbers.
I know, dude.
Like, actually,
Dude.
your numbers have gotten worse and worse since you guys have gotten more stringent.
Dude, here's the thing. Also, my boy, one of my boys, he's a nurse for the COVID room, like the COVID ward, and in Cedars-Sinai, one of the biggest hospitals in California.
Yeah.
In Beverly
Beverly
Hills.
Hills.
He said
Uh-huh.
it's empty. He's like, there's no one here. So I'm like, what? This is like the highest numbers. Yeah, he's like, there's
Dude.
no one here.
That's where all the riots were.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Oh, he showed me pictures of all the riots. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, people were breaking into, like, the Gucci store out there. Because, like,
Dude,
the Melrose is right there.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah.
it's-
Pictures of tanks and stuff rolling down the street.
It's, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't even know anymore. Like, I really
There's
don't.
no one in the ward. He's like, it's empty. I don't know how there's these numbers.
Because no one's in the hospital, and people are just, because, like, I mean, Darius had a couple of his sisters have it, and they're fine. Like,
Yeah, people our age are just chilling.
Like,
like,
even my older sister that's like a nurse, she's, you know, a little bit heavier. When she had it, she wasn't complaining. She was more mad that, like, she was waiting for the test results and no one wanted to see her. And it was like, you know, around Mother's Day, around birthdays, and, like, she was being pissed off. And then afterwards, she's like this fucking moral high ground. I got an argument with her online. How she's just like, oh my God, I was dying and it was like stroking out. It was the worst experience of my life. It's like, no, it was not. No, it was not. No, it was not. Because I saw you. You were fine. You were yelling at everyone for not wanting to fucking hang out with you. And then
Yeah,
my
worst
other-
experience is you're dying. Like,
Yeah. My other sister, who does jujitsu, has like a fucking almost a 6-pack. Bro, she like, oh, I couldn't taste for a few days and I had a cough. The doctor's like, yeah, good luck. You know, you're fine. Just like by the time she got tested, it was like she was already almost over it. So
hell on earth.
yeah. So again, if you're fucking like super ill, you're gonna have issues. But it's like, it's just you know, like you said, Korea was a testing zone, and now they're implementing this strict authoritarian on us and saying, hey, fuck it, works in everywhere else in the world. How far can we push the envelope here? How many more rights can we take away? How much more can we take from everybody? So,
Well, dude, since America controls. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say that's why I'm fucking envious of you going to Korea, dude. Like,
Well, I'm going into where it's 100% what America I think is trying to do, because America, as you know, as you talked about, pretty much controls South Korea too.
yeah,
So I think that they tested to see how dystopian can we get this shit, because it's like it's the government, like everyone, and the thing is, like, it's 100% controlled, and everyone in the country is 100% fine with it. It's just being 100% monitored every day, your bank accounts, everything, zero freedom, and everyone's fine with it. And I think that's what America is trying to do. They're trying to. They saw that it worked in South Korea, so they're like, okay, let's try it here. I guess slowly.
Fun.
But I'm willing to do that because the women are so hot there.
yeah.
I'm willing to.
I believe you, like, because that's like.
My man, I'm about to be Wolverines in the mountains in the next 2 months while you're out there.
It'll be like a Red Dawn. You're gonna
Yeah.
be just.
Wolverines. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. You know, it's so crazy though, because it's like, you know, you mentioned this at the beginning. These beta soy boys will get in your face saying, "Why aren't you wearing a mask?" Because they'll conform like that, right?
Yeah.
But then they're also so easy to back down to a threat, saying, "Oh no, it's my doctor." Oh, okay. So it's like
any authority.
that's just showing that like they are already in between the fingers of the government. Like when the government says jump, you say how high. You know, they're already there. And so they're using them to as like this enforcement, but then if there's a higher authority that you say, "Oh, told me this," then it's like, "Oh, okay, okay," you know.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it made me realize that this is a big thing. I think, speaking as like a comedian in the scene, this taught me that like I would say 80 to 90% of comedians that I knew 100% were folded like beta male like soy boys. They just 100% were controlled. They're like, everyone needs to wear masks, we need to do this. And I was thinking, like, as a comedian, I think you're like, the main thing that you need to do is think for yourself and have your own opinions. And none of them had their own opinions. It was just, they folded instantly. And I was
George
like,
Carlin's rolling over in his grave.
dude, it instantly they folded. I was like, that's the one like this comedian's job is to question things.
Yeah.
Just like conspiracy theorists almost. And it showed me that, you know, free speech or comedy is weird.
Yeah,
It's
comedy's
controlled.
supposed to be edgy. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. That's
Exactly.
50% of laughs are uncomfortable laughs, you know? And, you know, so you should start a new trend. Masked comedy. So just the whole time you're muffled and be like, if you don't laugh, you just don't care about the mask.
And you're racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're racist and everything, yeah.
I didn't hear the joke. Racist.
It's crazy.
Get up on stage, take a knee, and then...
Oh, here we go. I'm sorry I'm white.
Yeah.
First time.
Dude, okay. Let me ask you one thing. Please make a bit about these people that are like chaining themselves and saying sorry and like cleaning shoes and shit.
And they're kissing shoes.
Yeah. I like the dude at Chick-fil-A. I'm like, dude, go back to making fucking gay hating chicken, dude. Like,
Dude.
why the fuck are you kissing the feet?
It's insane. I mean, like, yeah. So you guys have seen those videos where like they just walk up to someone in the street
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, say Black Lives Matter," and get on your knees, and instantly they're just okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, like
Blows
even
my
in Orange County, you see that like more than like, because all these white people feel bad that they're white, essentially.
No, it's
Like especially these younger ones, like these
I'm
the
so
girls.
mad that
I'm
I
like,
sunburned more than you. Yeah, dude. Well, it's like the problem is people that have like had normal lives or hard lives are like, this makes no sense. People that are like have been sheltered and or have had real privilege are these white girls on the fucking streets pissed off saying Black Lives Matter, rioting and crying, and it's like, dude, you're the problem. You're the parent. You're the daughter of a problem. Like, I've had a shitty life, man. Well, not shitty, but like I've had a normal fucking life. Like, nothing great, nothing crazy. Like, you know, to us, you know,
you understand like how being a human is. Yeah.
Like and it's like, you know, I joked around with George about like when we lived in Orange County, like all these girls that are crying on the streets with signs were the ones being flown around, going on yachts, like living their best fucking life just 2 years ago. And now they're just like with signs, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Because this isn't your purpose. You feel like you didn't have purpose, and you fucked too many guys, and you fucked too many old white guys, and now you hate old white guys because that's all you fucked your whole life.
They fucked around, yeah.
Like,
dude, I see people saying like, if anything, it makes them more racist for doing this, thinking like.
Now they don't fucking like.
Well, no, but it's just showing that they're racist because they're like, we need to coddle these people.
Exactly, it makes
What
them
the
like, it
fuck
shows
do you
how
mean?
racist they are.
Yeah, like, why don't you treat them like a normal person? But they're not.
They can't.
The
I need to
system-
help them. Yeah.
Dude, like, don't get me started. Like,
It's like,
this
shit,
man-
dude, if I
his
was a black
first
dude, I'd
ginger
be like,
shot.
yeah, I need help, thanks. Suck
Dude,
my
I
dick.
take advantage. I feel
Yeah.
like I need this.
Dude, they're slaying. You could be an
You're-
ugly
you're-
dude
You
right
can't
now.
tell
dude.
me the guys are not doing that
Bro,
right now.
you could be
Oh,
ugly
yeah,
as
dude.
fuck and get a hot white chick right now. So easy.
Oh,
So
dude, I,
easy
I'm,
with this
I'm
shit.
seeing it on Instagram
Black
as we
Lives
speak.
Matter, right?
Dude, we know somebody, because she's probably not going to listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't even care. So we know someone that, like, this is like a white, like, this is an actual real white racist is like biggest nightmare. This girl, after being with this guy for like 2.5 years, left her boyfriend, who's white, for a black guy she met at Black Lives Matter. Swear to God, textbook, dog. That's going back to the MK Ultra shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, like, and then she's like, I'm in love. And, like, after 1 week of dating and saying they're in love, she, like, flew out to Georgia to meet his family.
Oh, my God. Oh, I thought it was going to be the opposite. I would be like he used her.
Yeah.
No, she, yeah.
Well, he probably is. And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's funny because it's like, this is like textbook, like, that's gonna, like, that's like what a racist would say. Like, these white girls are just gonna be taken by the black boys.
Yeah.
And then it does happen, though. It's kind of funny. Like, it was almost, and like, dude, this guy, like, now wants to be a rapper, her ex-boyfriend, and like, he's not doing well.
Suicide, yeah.
And then she, like, he's like talking about suicide, and then she'll post like the suicide hotline on her story. And then the next picture will be her and her new dude. And I'm like, damn, dude, that burns. That's fucked, bro.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
We're in a clown world right now. We're in a clown
Dude,
world.
we
Yeah,
are. Like, if you
it's-
don't have a dark sense of humor, it kind of
Oh
sucks.
yeah,
Like-
dude. It's
Dude, it's a problem. That's all. I think I was saying earlier. Like, it's these days, it's so easy. If you're not MK Ultra, it's so easy to get blackpilled and just give up on life right now, unless you have a sense of humor.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
shit's going crazy.
yeah. Try to
I
live
have a
your
lot
life.
of-
Fucking hilarious.
I have a lot of friends
to
that have
see
given
it.
up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's.
I
Just,
mean, I have a 17-year-old niece that's like just super like all BLM, and I'm like, why? Like, you
Yeah.
live in Mayapack, New York, bitch. Like, calm the fuck down. Like,
you should call her AOC.
Do you
Yeah.
remember that? I remember when every single person posted the black square and then just said nothing else.
Yeah.
They're just like, look, I'm conforming. Look.
the black
Dude,
side.
you know who was my favorite? Who posted the black square? Jerry Springer show.
Jerry Springer.
The
show.
official Jerry Springer show at IG posted a black square, and they're like, "We love the black community. They're 1/3 of our content."
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, Jerry Springer, Jerry.
Throughout the years, they found so many people that were not the father.
Yeah,
They helped the community.
yeah.
Dude. Ugh.
Do you know there's literally a Maury game called You're Not the Father? It's a board game you can buy, and there's an
That's a-
envelope that like, like you pull it out and it says like you are or not the father. I think what you do is
Real
like,
game?
yeah, it's a real game. You can find it at your local store, dude. I swear.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's the world we live in now. Yeah, dude.
I welcome the clown world, dude. I welcome it.
Fuck yeah, dude. It just shows like how a lot of people just can't make it, and it sucks because we all have certain days where we're like, fuck, dude, what the fuck? But for the most part, you just gotta laugh it off, make fun of people. But like, I got Twitter jump recently for the first time, like straight Twitter jumped off a joke. I posted a joke. I like posting jokes. I talk shit.
Yeah.
And I talk shit about Republicans and Democrats, but because I put Biden, people flipped, and like you have like people that were liking it and retweeting it, and then I don't even have a big following or anything, and
Right.
then you had like 7 or 8 people just like go in on me and just go crazy, like calling me names, and like the funny part is, I talk shit about Republicans and Democrats, but because
Right.
I talk shit about Democrats, they were calling me a Trump pansy,
Oh
a
my
Trump
God,
card.
dude.
I
Dude.
quoted Teddy Roosevelt, and this guy's like, "Yeah, that's classic Trump talk."
Teddy Roosevelt.
I was like, "Dude, you're dumb," because I was like, "You might be the dumbest." I was like, "You just lost." I lost IQ listening to some of these people, bro. And they all think they're smart. And like this one guy was like trying to say how stupid I was, and then used the wrong theirs. And so I corrected him.
Oh, and you lost some more.
Yeah.
You corrected-
He freaked. Like, I was like, "Dude, here you go." And then the best part is on Twitter, I realized, going back to Korea, there's a shitload of people in like fucking Dubai and Korea that post on Twitter and talk shit and fight with people.
Oh,
yeah.
you're talking about the K-pop Twitter.
Well, no, there is the K-pop Twitter, but like I've gone on people's like pages, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm from fucking like Seoul, or I'm from
Oh.
Dubai, and I'm like, why are you talking about the election and the American politics? Like, why are you defending AOC, bitch? You ain't gonna never meet her. Like, what?
Dude, oh my god, you
Tripping.
should have seen. Because I still have a lot of friends in Seoul. There was a Black Lives Matter protest in Seoul, and there was zero black people. It was and it was just Koreans and a couple of white expats. There was like literally 12 people protesting outside of a city hall, Black Lives Matter, and zero people were paying attention to them. They were just walking by. There was like, I don't know what the fuck these people are doing.
Paying at them too, and I'm like,
Oh, dude, don't worry. Look, okay, here's a fun game. Next time you see a post or like a protest for Black Lives Matter, count how many black people you see. Dude,
Yes.
there's like none. You know, some areas there's gonna be more, obviously, because of demographics, but like, look at California, dude. California, Portland, there aren't black people. Like, I was
Dude,
telling George, I was like,
I
dude,
saw
there's more
one
black
out of,
police
like,
officers in
Yeah.
Portland than protesters.
Dude, and I love videos because I follow like some like black, like there's like a lot of black comics that don't like that know that of what we're talking about, like, you know, like white people, Antifa infiltrating, this retards infiltrating. And the funny thing is, at the protests where they approach these like retarded beta cucks, like black dudes, and they're like, why are you protesting this? And they question them, like their brains, their like wiring is malfunctioning because they can't scream at a black dude. They're like, like they don't know what to do. It's hilarious. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
dude, I remember there was one in Long Beach where this Long Beach Crip is like, get the fuck out of my neighborhood, and they're like, yes, sir.
Dude, it's beta male cucks, dude.
we're
It's
here for
hilarious.
you. We care.
Dude, oh Jesus Christ.
Dude, it's good to laugh at this. Like, you know, I'll tell you, don't go insane. People were in like Arizona. Like, I was talking to a coworker of mine. He's like, I'm just trying to remain sane. I'm like, you just have to fucking laugh at this situation sometimes. Like, that's all. Like, as bad as it is, you just like,
Talk
it's
shit,
fucking
man.
hilarious.
Talking shit's like the
Yeah.
most natural human thing on earth.
Well, dude, you know what I don't like though is going back to what Darius, you were saying about like Twitter is they think you're right wing. Like, what I don't like that I realized with this quarantine is it's shifted to where if you question the narrative or anything, you're a hardcore right wing person. Like, dude, because I'm not right wing and I'm not left.
It was
I'm
before
medium
that too,
outside.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well,
Dude,
yeah.
I post videos. Like I think I posted a video about the moon landing being fake, and they're like, "Man, I love your right wing comedy." I'm like, "What?"
well, it's funny because like
Oh,
you used
yeah.
to be called a
This whole
liberal
entire
crazy
red pill
person
thing-
if you were
Yeah,
a
shit,
conspiracy
dude. Yeah.
theorist. Now you're a right wing conspiracy theorist. It's just they're all dumb. You know, so a quick thing that I learned a long time ago, I had this like history teacher tell us, say, it's a lie that when you talk about left and right, it's not a straight line. It's a circle, right? And you have centered people like us that
Yeah.
are on the bottom center. So we're the, you know, where it starts. So it's like they're liars and they're liars. Like, I don't like both sides. But the problem is, farther left and farther right you go, they actually meet again. And that's where
It's
you
the same
get
thing.
this crazy centered that's actually like an extremist, but they're the same as both sides. So if you're a extremist right and an extremist left, you're almost the same person.
Right,
So
right.
so there's the bottom, which is us, which is like normal center, but then there's the curved version of far and left wing. So, you know, that's like a problem that people don't really understand. So you get someone like, say, Hillary Clinton. She's not a centered like us, even though her policies are centered, because she has right and left wing policies, you know?
Right.
But yeah, go back to like that. Everyone just calling you a right wing, a Trump pansy, and like right wing comedy. And it's like, dude, what are you talking about? I hate Bush too. It's
Yeah.
like, what?
Bush is part of the cabal.
Like all of them.
yeah.
I hate the cabal, and it's
Yeah.
like, and it's like, no, there is no buts. It's like, I call out logical fallacies and assholes. Like, you're a dumbass. Like, for instance, in the same day, there's two videos that came out today, right? There's AOC talking about how she was being called a fucking bitch by another congressman.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he said it walking away under his breath. And then saying how like this will cause abuse of women, this and that. And then the same day, there's at the protests, there's little toddlers where holding signs saying "fuck the police," and they're like "fuck the police, fuck the police, F Trump, fuck the police," and it's like she's like, "I can't believe an adult said fucking bitch. I've never heard that in my life. No one's ever called me that. I normally say that when I peg my boyfriend." And it's like, you know what? Like, dude, have you seen her boyfriend?
He's a beta male cup. He's
Straight
like the
beta male
definition.
cup, dude. She puts a fucking black car strap on, dude. He's like, "Did you say 3 fingers tonight? I thought you meant 4."
He's got like a neck beard too, doesn't he? Like he's straight definition.
Yeah, he's horrible, dude. And so, but it's just this like weird dynamic where it's like the left is like, you're allowed to say F you, fuck this to certain groups. But especially if you're a child, because it's cute and funny and brainwashing.
Yeah.
Because brainwashing's cute, apparently, to the left now. Because I remember when the left said, like, "Why are you brainwashing children?" And it's like, the right's like, "What do you mean we're brainwashing?" And then now the left are like, "What do you mean we're brainwashing children? Tell them to fuck them." So, and then, like, but, you know, what's worse? Like, a little kid saying this or an adult? Like, if you're really, if you're really AOC from the Bronx, which she's not. She's actually from like a rich suburb. She's actually comes from a wealthy family. She has a political science degree that she was the head of the political science debate. Look up her whole background. It is almost all fabricated to be this. I know you people. She's not like that. But she, like, being an adult, I've been to New York. I've been to LA. I've been everywhere. People cuss at each other. People talk shit. You're talking about the crazy homeless at MK Ultra. The shit they say just to the sky is fucking way crazier than what that guy said. He just said fucking bitch. That is part of my vocabulary. I call myself a fucking bitch when I can't get the extra rep out, you know? So I just don't get it. Like, and they're
that's the definition of like when a blue collar normal people comedy. You fuck with them. Everyone fucks with each other.
People are just soft, man. Like,
it's soft privileged people, yeah.
Dude, it's just, I'm like, dude, like, people are just fucking soft, and it's fucking annoying.
It's funny because, too, one more thing, that she was calling it abuse. But then they won't even talk about sex trafficking.
Yeah, oh, no.
Or children slavery.
Never.
That's your donors,
like,
bro.
It's like, wait, what?
Let's do that.
You know, like, oh, kids? We don't talk about kids. But my feelings, we talk about those. Like, wow.
Dude,
it's
bubbling
when she
over.
was giving ice cream to the little gordita. Like, what?
She's a little fucking...
Little fat, like, Mexican girl.
That little girl she would have died of COVID. She needs to be careful. Would be the first fucking toddler to die of COVID because she's so unhealthy.
Wait, what happened? I don't...
AOC had this, like, photo op in the Brooklyn area, and like she was like giving ice cream to this little gordita, which is like a little chubby Hispanic girl, and I was like,
Bro, shouldn't be giving ice cream to her,
hey, no, you want to see a good one? Look up so the other day was International Ice Cream Day. Look up Biden giving ice cream to a child. Now,
oh, no.
I'm less mad about Biden not wearing a mask about giving ice cream. Do you know why I'm mad at Biden? This cheap fuck is eating like a gourmet ice cream. It has like chocolate and nuts. His is dank. He still has cash change in his hand, handing a plain vanilla to a little kid. I would be so pissed. If I was a little kid, dude, I had an attitude. I would be like, fuck you, old man.
He's got chocolate chips, everything.
Yeah, dude, he
Twix
has
bars.
like this dank $6 ice cream, and he gives the $1 ice cream to the kid. He still has cash change in his hands.
I'm surprised he didn't kiss the kid before he gave it to him.
He probably did. He licked it. He's like, what do you mean it doesn't have flavor? It's dipped in my mouth. It's saliva flavored. Yeah, dude. I'm like, that doesn't help your image, Biden.
Matt, where do you think comedy is going to be going as far as all this shit?
You know what? I was saying this before the COVID and everything. Me and my friends, we were saying it's going to turn into a early 2000s era because like right now it's crazy hard,
Okay.
Liberal and stuff, anti or PC. I think the pendulum's going to swing.
Okay.
I think it's going to turn PC in the next couple of years. Or be anti-PC.
That
Couple
PC.
years.
That's good because I like that.
I think so, that was before COVID though, because like when I said early 2000s is because like early 2000s was I think like the Reno 911 era and like all that stuff. Like you could literally say they were saying the N word every single episode of Reno 911.
Yeah.
Like you could say you can do whatever you want early 2000s. I think it's gonna rebound. I think we're hitting the furthest hardcore PC, and I think this COVID thing is maybe gonna drive everyone crazy enough to shun if someone like after this, if someone gets mad at someone saying something, I think most people are gonna be like, shut the fuck up. Like,
we're sick of this shit. Like,
yeah, I think the pendulum's gonna swing, but if it doesn't, we're fucked.
Yeah, no, that's like, that's what I'm kind of hoping
fuck it,
for.
man.
Like,
underground comedy. We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Def Jam.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I can kind of see that happening. Like I already see it's like this huge divide. Like I have like nieces and nephews that are like getting into like high school and college, and like my nephew that's about to be in college, dude, he's like, I guess he grew up with like my family that's more conspiracy, smart, question everything. Right. So he doesn't get this whole BLM movement, this whole like fight. He also grew up in part of his life in Idaho and part of his life in North Las Vegas, like not the best area. So he's kind of just like, whatever, like this makes no sense to me. And then like, then you get like his, like my younger cousins that are like the opposite, that they're like all crazy about this. So it's, I see like these young kids on both sides that are like kind of, I don't know what way it's gonna push, but
I think, dude, because during the early 2000s, during all that stuff, I think one thing to realize is like there was a war going on, and I think once people see horrible shit, maybe this virus will make them think maybe this virus will do the same thing. Like once people see horrible shit's going on, I think they don't. If someone says like, "Hey, you can't say faggot," they'll say. Like, but in the early 2000s, they're like, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. I don't give a shit about what you're saying.
Life is too short to not care. It's not. Yeah, I can see that, and like, it's too short to care about PC. Dude, Daniel Tosh was huge early 2000s.
Huge. Yeah, exactly. Like, he was hardcore anti-PC.
So, and that's actually, it's funny, like, all these, like, talking puppets that are like, hey, be good, don't be racist, don't be bad, all in the early 2000s had like blackface, all of them.
Exactly,
all of them. So it's like, I think I hope at least it'll go back the other way, because
you can see it start cracking.
Yeah,
with most new specials, Dave Chappelle's new special, Bill Burr, like it was starting to crack. They were questioning like, why is cancel culture so retarded? Why is all these anti-PC or PC movements so stupid? They're starting to question it. So I think it will happen.
Yeah. It's like, dude, life is short. Life is hard for most people. So it's like, make them laugh. Fuck it. Like, yeah, like, oh, I'm going to care. The problem is, like, I feel like I think the overreaction to this COVID is the same problem with this PC culture, where we care more about this less than 1% than the 99.9%.
Exactly.
And that's a problem, because it's like, if you keep nitpicking and making smaller and smaller caveats, smaller and smaller, like, oh, you can't say this because you're this, not this, 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 and this, you're making everything too narrow, and you're excluding most people, by trying to include the smallest amount of people, you're excluding the most amount of people. So,
I think people will see that. But an event or something bad shit has to happen to where people realize that, maybe.
Yeah.
And we need another war, to be honest, I think, because maybe that'll make us money, because, military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
And, dude, there's no way soy boys can exist in a world war. There was no soy boys in World War II.
No. If they did, they got killed instantly.
We'll eliminate them all. Yeah. All these beta cucks will be gone.
Yeah, dude. Maybe that's what happened. All the most of the badasses died, like fighting war.
Maybe that's it, dude. All the cock diesels died.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know. We can get it's maybe another episode about getting into the next war, but there's only time will tell. Things will be crazy. The one thing I can tell you is the next 3 months are gonna be fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'll be looking out. I'll be looking at you guys.
Yeah. So we'll try to get on a call with you in Korea. We'll do a Korean episode.
I'll have the best internet in the world, so I'll.
There you go. Yeah.
Fucking, hopefully that fourth person will add it in there. Well, there'll probably be a fourth person. It'll be the Korean government, but whatever.
Yeah, Kim Jong Un has.
Yeah. Hi guys. Heard you like Katy Perry.
Dude, we can't. That's another episode getting into Katy Perry and all that shit.
Oh
yeah, no.
Well, that's another thing. Why did they push that he likes Katy Perry? Who lives with Perry?
No, dude.
So
100%. Yeah, exactly, dude.
There's so much. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna rewatch that movie.
More shit's coming up in this episode, guys.
Dude, interview, rewatch it. I just did it a month ago, and it blew my mind. With the conspiracy eyes lens, watching it.
You want a creepy one? Look into adrenochrome and like not just cloning, but these people that are trying to prolong their lives, this like vampiric life, and then watch the movie Death Becomes Her.
Death Becomes Her. Hold up.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Okay.
And then read up about Marina Abramovich before as well.
Yeah, Spear Cooking.
Yeah. There's a character that is her in there.
Bro, you guys want? Okay, now we're getting into this, dude. Are you guys gamers? You guys know BioShock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's straight up adrenochrome, right? He extracts blood from the girls, little girls, right?
Uh-huh.
To give and this fluid that he extracts gives Big Daddy power.
Mm-hmm.
BioShock, and then they're in a breakaway civilization. BioShock is straight up adrenochrome, right?
Yeah, these
like that's dude. It's that's exactly.
But that's going back to having. There's a few things why I think why Hollywood makes these movies and these games are made and whatnot. So one, it's for their good karma, right? Karma.
Yeah.
So you're being honest. Two, it's for people like us to say, you question this, you just got this from a game, you're crazy. You got blackpilled, you lost your mind, you're crazy. Because, you watched a movie and that's what you think it's really like, you're getting your ideas from a movie. It's like, no. You guys are doing this on purpose to make us look bad because we're saying, this movie is true because this really happens. We're like, no, it's just a movie. And two, they're getting good karma for it. So I think it's like multiple reasons why they make movies and games.
It's the same way that it's the reason they made the term conspiracy theorists, the CIA. Yeah. So now if we question BioShock in that, and anytime I say another conspiracy theory like, this judge just got killed and she has connections to Epstein's, immediately the brainwashed person will put that what I just said about the judge being killed into the same part of their brain as he thinks video games have sex with children. Same part of their brain, so they'll equate that same conspiracy theorist to both terms, and they'll just think I'm crazy. Like he believes in aliens. Like no, I'm thinking there's a child sex ring.
Yeah.
So they'll put it. They'll equate it the same thing.
There's I saw someone post a meme today that actually has the same name as us. They were talking about. They posted this meme that has been going around saying, "Yeah, you think your day job's hard? Try to waking people up every day."
Dude.
Yeah. That's a tough one, dude.
Dude, no, it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I learned to being a stand-up comic, just a year now, a little over a year, is in the beginning I tried to be serious. I tried to be kind of truthful in my comedy, and it didn't wake anyone up because I've been conspiracy theorist the whole time in stand-up. And the one thing in the past, like the last 3 months before COVID, I learned that the best way to wake people up is for them to think you're a complete and utter lunatic. And just say that most outlandish shit, because for some reason that woke people up. Like if I went crazy with it, like pedophiles are eating babies, and also aliens are real.
They'll try to disprove
you have
look
great
it up.
Clips, by the way, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, he told me you were gonna be on and sent it to me. I saw some pretty good ones.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing that works. If you go insane with it, they'll actually research it because they're like, he's fucking crazy. So then they actually researched it. Mm-hmm. When I was doing stand-up. So that that's the way to wake people up. I think is to kind of get on their side, to say like, oh yeah, conspiracy theorists are crazy. Like it feed into their conspiracy theorist mind, and for some reason, maybe they're subconscious or something. It'll interest them into actually looking into it. That's what I learned.
Just FYI, if Twitter's doing a purge, I went on my Twitter right now, and I've been following Tim Dillon and Mark Norman. Both of them, they unfollowed both of them for me, and I had to just refollow them right now.
Oh my god, dude!
That just happened like literally like
Damn.
not even like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I saw
crazy shit's happening.
today Tim Dillon did say that he was being canceled for a joke already. He's like, "Oh, I'm already being canceled for 3 jokes. Great." So
Jesus Christ, dude!
yeah, man, it's you know, hey.
We have to hide. We have to basically hide.
Well, I don't know, man. There's like I know there's 2. I don't know that. It's like the problem is like there's so much influence and power in these big companies that like whenever someone tries to make a new one, like Ben Swan's trying to make a new one, Tommy G's trying to make a new one, like platforms, they're just it doesn't get steam, you know.
No.
It just doesn't. You almost have to play with the beast to get anything out there, you know. It's like you have to play in their rules, like the Matrix. You have to go to the Matrix and play by the Matrix's rules to get other people out of the Matrix, because that's where everyone is. You know, YouTube is the Matrix. Everyone's stuck in YouTube, and the only way to get people to break free from YouTube is to go into YouTube and fight YouTube to break people free. That's like literally that's all people can do.
But also if they see you're actually fighting and not playing their rules, you're banned.
Yeah,
we're gonna clear you. So yeah, it's like it's a losing battle, but
so something actually to go back on when you said these like the Koreans would get like snapped into MK Ultra, when you said that North Korea was fake, or you see these people in the streets you say something that they automatically snap, or on Twitter. Someone posted recently, it's called the Agent what's his name from the Matrix? Agent
Agent Smith?
Yeah, it's called the Agent Smith effect. And it's about, because this person's saying we're in the simulation, right? In the simulation, if you're not awake, you can still kind of get controlled, you know? And they say these people that are MK Ultra or brainwashed, what happens is they get the Smith effect. So if you say something against what their belief is, or against the simulation's belief with the elites or whatever you believe in, their belief, they almost snap into being almost like possessed or controlled. Like their mindset goes into Mr. Smith, and they are like, they fight against you because it's against the system.
Dude, that's totally it. 100%. Yeah, like in the Matrix where he switched to Mr. Smith.
Where he goes into random, people that haven't been awakened yet.
Their personality and demeanor changes. And I'm not exaggerating. Like they're laughing and stuff, and then I said the North Korea's like fake, and it's just everything changed. It was crazy. It was scary. And the same thing in America. Yeah, if you question narrative or something, just instantly they just change.
Yeah, people just freak out and go crazy. They I remember I was living in Huntington Beach in 2016, man, and when Trump was trying to become president, people were not being there, getting divorces. They were saying, I'll never talk to my grandparents again, I'm never talking to my parents again, just over a political belief.
I know, dude.
People were fighting, people were crazy in the streets, and it's one of those things where that's when I first saw these people being Mr. Smith. I've always noticed people changing, but the first time I saw people just change before your eyes, just for saying not even saying I like Trump, just saying yeah, I don't trust Hillary, and they're just what? You're not with her? It's yeah, well, she I always tell people it's not really Hillary's fault for Benghazi, it's the CIA black site that everyone forgets to mention that was selling ground-to-air missiles to the people there, the regime, or the ISIS or Taliban or whatever it was at the time, whatever funding group they were at the time. Right. And it's and they make up this narrative someone cartoonist drew Muhammad. It's no, there was a CIA black site selling fucking missiles.
No, it was the Muhammad thing.
Yeah.
It was the drawing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. You know, like, and then it's like, why did Hillary wait 18 hours? Because they were loose ends, and she was like, they should be all dead in 18 hours. I'll take care of it when they're dead. Like, literally, like, people are so fucking, wow.
I haven't looked into the Benghazi thing, so I need to, I think.
Yeah, dude, it's 99% of what you read is probably bullshit. And again, like,
Yeah.
she did kind of, like, she got the call and was like, I'll get back to it when I wake up. But again, she did it because they knew that those people that they were doing arms deals with, she was a part of, and you know, dead men tell no tales, man.
Exactly, dude.
That's why there's a body count. You can't, you know, that's why Epstein is dead. That's why, or maybe dead. You know, that's
He's
why.
in North Korea. That's the new Epstein Island.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude,
That's where they send Elvis. That's where they send all these motherfuckers.
They're all
out.
there, dude.
that's where Tupac's at.
He's just chilling in North Korea, dude.
I wish I could say JFK was there, but we all know he was the one that got domed.
Yeah. He
I believe that was doming. Maybe that's the problem. He found out that it's their site, and he's like, well, all right, next day. Bye.
Well, dude, remember the speech before he died? He was talking about the secret societies. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, if you ever want to spend some time on, like, Hope for America and the world, look up the NESARA Act.
How do I spell that?
It's an acronym, so it's
I got it.
yeah.
NESARA. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So get a little rabbit hole in there, but yeah, we're coming up to 2 hours. This was a good episode, man.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Too
dude.
long, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, don't be sorry.
No,
Like, it's great, man.
No.
Like,
Well, no, dude, because I know when at least for me, when I see a podcast that's like 2 or 3 hours, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go through
yeah.
this.
Well, I was telling George about the analytics. Is like, say like, you know, most people like aren't gonna sit through 2 hours unless it's Joe Rogan. So like maybe someone will watch it all, but they'll watch like 20 minutes, 10 minutes here.
Okay.
What happens is they count it as one view, but then they take the average and put the average of time. So if you watch this episode 5 different times, right, about 10 to 20 minutes at a time, the algorithm's gonna say the average viewing time's 15 minutes, but it's only one view. Weird. Yeah, it's really weird how
Okay.
it works.
What the hell?
But yeah, man, tell people where they
That
can
was
find
fun.
you. Maybe not like your home address, just especially because that
Yeah,
fourth person that
Koreatown.
came in. Yeah. But yeah, man, tell them where they can find you. A little bit about yourself, and you know, some final thoughts.
Yeah. I'll be I'm basically only on Instagram right now. It's Matt Barker _comedy, and you know, I do what I think we talked about this. It's just conspiracy comedy. That's kind of my niche right now. Because not many people I think are doing this. And I don't know why. Because there needs to be conspiracy comedy. Because I think a lot of conspiracy theorists these days, I'm sure you guys can attest to this, are even if they're truthful and even if they're right, they seem like lunatics. And I think that's hurting conspiracy more than it's helping. Because people will see that are not conspiracy theorists and be like, okay, these guys are literally insane, and they'll just equate it to that. So I'm kind of making conspiracies palatable. I think that's what I try to do.
I dig it.
It's a good way to
I
put
dig
it.
it.
Yeah. And also, I don't want to kill myself. So
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ditto.
we need to establish this now. I'm not suicidal. Big Daddy's gonna kill me.
Yeah. We are all we all have good thoughts. We all laugh it off. We're all not suicidal. I really hope that plane, that pilot was not suicidal going to Korea. So,
I pray.
but yeah, man, it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. Had some laughs, had some tears that I had to hold back, but fuck, man, we get
That was
close
great.
to the truth, man. That's all it's about. It's, you know, we're just trying to open people's eyes up. We're just trying to spread the message. You know, we're a small platform, but you know, more.
No, this is good. This is fun. I like
Yeah.
Ain't New Under the Sun. That's the name of you guys.
Yeah,
podcast.
ain't
Yeah.
nothing new under the sun, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If
man.
the sun exists.
Yeah, right. The ain't nothing new under the rising sun. So, hey guys, George, any last thoughts?
No, this episode was a mouthful. It was really fun, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope that they didn't corrupt this one again. But yeah, man, thanks for being on. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you
no
know,
problem.
when you're in Korea, let's have like another one about your experience towards the end. and keep your eyes open. All three of them. Catch
So
ya.
off there we go, dude.
Yeah. See you later, man.
All right, see you guys.
Peace.